Hi everyone, it's Megan from Tiny Orchard Quilts, and I have been working on this all over quilting design for a little while and wanted to share it with you today. It is based on kind of stacked C shapes or stacked crescent shapes where you make one crescent and then you just keep building on it, going back and forth. But you kind of bend it around a curve so it looks a little bit more like a worm, let's call it. It's a lot of fun to quilt. It's really fast and it gives you this really great puffy texture, especially with this great wool batting. So I thought I'd quilt a few minutes of it and then show you kind of how I've maneuvered around the quilt with this pattern. So you can see how in a few places I changed the direction of my column of worm segments by just bouncing back and then doing another arc in a different direction and building off that arc. So like right here, this column has been continuing for quite a while. I would like to have a column come down this way. So I'm gonna quilt back here and then bounce over to establish a new column. So now I have a new base arc and I'm going to start following it around in this direction for a little while. So this column, as I've been quilting it, I've been keeping it about the same size, but I don't want to continue to keep these edges going at the same rate, or this column is going to get really wide. I would like for it to stay about the same width and curve, which means when I come back towards this side, I'm not going to come all the way to the edge of the quilt and of the column. I'm going to stop about right here so that I can start directing the column back this way. And now, in the same sense, I would like for it to curve down a little bit, so when I bounce back, I'm not going to bounce all the way back to even with these little corners. So now I've made a pretty sharp turn. I'm going to work off the edge of the quilt and then start a new row of columns. Okay, now that I've worked down a little bit, I'm going to start kind of moving in that direction by bouncing back up around this part and then heading left to right. So you can see how I've really changed directions quite a few times working this pattern so that there's no up or down to the quilt when I'm finished with it. So I'm going to continue quilting along, and we'll see how it looks when it's done. Well, there you have it. That is my all over pattern. I think I'm going to call it Clam Bubbles. It's really fast, really beginner friendly, and it kind of gives you the look of like a swirl hook without having to maneuver the swirls around your quilt. So I hope you enjoy it, and if you would like to see more videos like this, be sure to subscribe to my YouTube channel for weekly quilting videos. Happy quilting and have a fantastic day!